Mr. Executive, Rod Serling is here, and he's claiming to be your 3 p.m.
What? Oh, he's not my 3 p.m. I'm meeting with the host for that new quiz show we haven't created yet.
Yes, sir, I told him that, but instead of leaving, he put on a fake mustache and took out a bucket of dirt.
Oh, jeez, not this again. Send him in and let's get it over with.
Time! The past. Location.
Rod! Stop pouring dirt everywhere! You're making a mess! And what did you do with the new host I'm supposed to meet with?
A man whose only solace is found at the bottom of a bottle.
Wait, did you get my new host drunk?
A man whose journey through the shadows begins and ends with a gun.
A gun? What are you talking about, Rod? Oh, did you shoot my new host? Oh, Rod, I never even learned what his name was. We were supposed to go over questions for this new quiz show. Questions like, what's your name, and how should I address you? Or, a clock created by scientists in 1947 does not tell time. When is this clock set to strike midnight?
Both questions posed. Both easily answered. Mr. Denton on Doomsday.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? The only podcast to stumble around singing for your entertainment only to burst into tears when you ask the question, why would you make this?
Be more constructive with your feedback.
What? I am Jimmy Time. I'm Time Commander on most social media. That voice was huge.
That's right, and you can find me on most social media with @AtomicHuge.
Ooh. We are also joined by J Delta Wagwan.
Wagwan, and you can find me on most social media @TheJDelta.
I know I've explained that to you, but do you still remember what Wagwan means? Do I have to explain that to you
what's
again?
going
Oh,
on?
okay.
Yeah.
I never want to know what it means because I have no idea what episode it was from, and I do not want to go
not
back.
from an
It's from
episode.
the episode Jamaica.
A real man walked up to Delta and said that to him.
Yeah.
Wagwan, Wagwan.
And I was like, what? And he was like, Wagwan, Wagwan. And I was like, I don't understand. He's like, Wagwan. And like gave me a pound. And I was like, all right, man, like whatever. And then like I thought he was saying Wagwai, like Mogwai,
like
but
Mogwai.
with a W. And then like
That makes more sense.
Yeah, well, listen, I only figured it out when I watched Luke Cage season 2.
Yes, that's right.
And fucking like that it was said every episode, and I was like, oh my god, I've seen the light. I understand now.
I'm moving to a different country.
Yep.
I can speak the language.
Yeah, that's right. I'll fit in perfect.
That was the only thing holding me back. All right, so we watched season 1, episode 3, Mr. Denton on Doomsday, where a drunk, washed-up gunslinger is given a second chance by fate.
Oh, only death gets that
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Faith gets a harp. It's very odd.
So, of course, this episode is lost in translation. The French title, because apparently the French love the Twilight Zone. That's the only title we ever have.
The only country besides America.
Yeah. It was called The Second Chance, excuse me. I can read French. And of course, we weren't going to stop there. We went ahead and jumped over to Bad Translator. Okay. They gave us the Lord Denton in the Day of Judgment.
Now, does that make, like, is that God's name? Like, God's name is Denton?
Denton. All these years.
Yes. We've been calling him, like, I don't know.
God
or Jehovah. No, it was Denton.
It's Denton.
Oh, man. I'd be pissed to get my name wrong.
No wonder why he never answers my prayers. I've been calling him the wrong name.
People going, Allah, Yahweh, No, Denton.
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 Yeah. All right. You just pray to Denton, and all your wishes and dreams will come true.
Dear Rummy Denton. Please stop my grandma's cancer from. All right,
From cancering?
from cancering.
Gotcha.
Well, no, you tell me what cancer does.
Yeah.
It cancers. That's right. Thank
Gotcha.
you. It's a good thing we did that right before the truth hour.
The information.
The information location.
And how's that song go from last episode?
Everything we say is true. Nothing's false. No way. Woo!
I mean, I heard some rhyme in there, so.
Hey,
It's got to be the same as last
yeah,
time.
it's gotta
because
be.
it's an information part.
yeah, we don't lie.
We said it now, so it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this episode aired October 16th, 1959. Some information we have here. The lead for this episode, Dan Duryat, was paid $5,000 over 4 days.
All right.
Yo,
Yeah.
No!
this motherfucker.
What?
Right?
I bought it like an island with that.
Yeah.
Well, what you did the math here.
Yeah.
What is this? $42,000 this guy got paid.
For 4 days.
For 4
4
days of work.
Day. That's was it just under $10,000 a day? No, that's not right.
Just over.
No, that's right.
Just
Just
over.
over. Yeah, there you go. That was close.
Yeah.
I got the just part right. It was the direction.
Yeah.
It's all the truth.
That's why I don't drive cars. Well, I mean, I got everything right with the direction. I'm fine. So, some other things we have here are 3 days earlier, that's the 13th, the U.S. launches Explorer 7 to take the first measurement of the Earth's rotation from space and the first, what is this, climatological studies?
Yeah. Earth's radiation and first climatological studies. So that's when we first started, like, studying the climate from space.
Oh, acid rotation, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of words in that sense
Yeah.
that I've never seen before.
It's all right. I mean, we sure learned a lot and made plenty of changes about the climate since then, right? I mean,
yeah.
1959, we were like, oh shit, the climate's doing things? We should get on that.
Dude, there's, like,
No hope.
no, I was going to say, like,
Oh.
oh, I mean, yeah, but I had a different thing. I was like, no, there's, like, stuff from, like, the 30s you can look at, and they're like, oh, global warming is happening, but we think it's going to affect us in a few centuries.
Yeah.
And then, like, you go to the 40s, and it's like, we think this will affect us in a few decades. And then you go to the 50s, and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not real.
Do you remember like a year or two ago where like they had like all those like scientists who were like, all right, we've hit the point. Now it's all over, and they're all just like practically in tears. They're just like,
What are you talking about? They pushed that, like, no return point back every couple of years. Like, first we were at the point of no return. Then we were at the point of not being able to return back to the point of no return. Then we got to the point where now we can't fix the point of no return to a point of survivability. Now we're at the point of no return where we can go back to the point where we might have been able... Like, they just keep pushing the how screwed are we back farther
Keep
and
moving
farther.
the goalposts.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we can still not be a total desert. Like, we can still live in underground bunkers right now, but we only got a year to fix that.
you know, it's bad when like there's that commercial with the rapper Common who's like, oh man, you know, it'd be nice to save like all these things and natural beauty of the world, but with AI, we can make digital replications of it. I'm like, really? We're gonna save pictures? That's the plan? It's all over, but at least we'll have the memory of what it used to be. That's bad.
We're not even trying to save ourselves. We're just trying to pass the information on to the next, like, whatever species evolves into,
Yeah.
into a
This is what
intelligent
animals
design.
were like.
Look at this shit we broke.
Don't do that.
Now it's like, you may not be able to save the environment, but you can experience what the environment used to be like on the new PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess I'll just live in virtual reality and
Isn't there a book about that?
yeah, Ready Player One.
And a
Steven
movie.
Spielberg. Yeah,
And yeah.
it wasn't good.
No.
Oh man,
Just,
thank
just like
God.
real life.
I thought I was the only one who I couldn't stand that shit.
Oh.
Fucking-
Look, all right. Here's what drives me fucking crazy about that movie. Everybody's in virtual reality,
Yep.
except when they're running around in virtual reality, motherfuckers are running through the streets with their virtual reality headsets on like a 1-to-1 scale. What? There's a part at the end where all these motherfuckers are like charging down the street fighting, and like it cuts to people literally in the street throwing like karate kicks and running in the street. It's dumb. Dumb.
If you
Dumb.
think that's dumb, you gotta read the fucking book. That book pissed me off so bad. I don't care how many of my friends enjoyed it. All right.
That was all I heard about it. Was like, oh well, the book was a little better, which
No.
I never respect as
is
an
much
idea.
worse.
I don't respect written words.
No, I don't respect that thought as an idea.
Oh, as
you
the book
mean
is always
you
better?
mean the movie I created in
my
my
head?
head was
Yeah.
better than the one somebody else put $1 million into? That's
Duh.
insane. That's
Oh.
yeah. No, I mean of course it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's an insane mentality. Like, well, I thought the thing I made was better. What are you fucking? What are you talking about?
It
Get
was
outta here.
made for you by you.
I bet you read some of the words wrong, so you had a better story in your head. And of course, we're still in the true information
Oh
section.
yeah.
All that was true,
All
folks.
that was true.
fact.
That was all fact. Oh, what else do we happen? What's this? Antarctic Conference opens, leading to a treaty of some sort. Is that when we split up Antarctica?
Yeah, it's basically when they said like, oh, Antarctica, like, you know, it's for free exploration and nobody can fight there and
Yeah.
yada yada, but it's also real hard to go there.
Yeah, but then we unofficially divided
It's
it up
it's divided up
based
into like
on whatever
16
continent
chunks.
is closest
Yeah.
to it.
Yep.
Like there's I want to say there's a huge chunk of Antarctica that Buenos Aires owns
Yeah.
or something. Like what the?
Can't do anything with it.
They're the closest.
It's just ice.
Not yet.
yeah,
couple
once it
couple
all melts,
hundred years.
yeah, we get some new real estate soon. Couple hundred, you wish.
yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. Couple hundred days.
All right, what else we have? What, General Marshall died, and Lee Harvey Oswald moved to Moscow.
Yep.
All right, yeah, he applied for Soviet citizenship. So, yeah, that's us telling you that the assassination of JFK was a Russian plot. Obviously,
Yep. Makes sense. That should make all adds up to
100%.
me.
Cold
Yeah.
War's not over.
Yeah.
That's why they had to hide the results of the Kennedy assassination because they didn't want to start a bunch of Cold War stuff. They were like,
Well, then they would have made the Cold War a hot war.
yeah,
Like,
that's
oh
what
shit,
I mean.
the Russians killed our president.
Yeah, they didn't.
Now,
wanna-
now we gotta fight them.
That's it. Yeah, they didn't want no lava wars.
No lava.
It just
wars.
goes right past hot. It's lava. Sun wars. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the best hour.
Our favorite hour.
Our favorite hour! The Troy McClure Hour. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You'll recognize me from such touching tales of battling addiction as I Swear This Is My Last One. No, wait, this one. Okay, this one. Or Double or Nothing 2. Sorry, honey. This time I lost all 4 kids. Today, we're here to talk about using a gun to solve all of your problems, even the ones the gun created. So, you didn't write down the director, huh?
Nah, because he didn't do nothing.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't
nothing.
worthy.
Nothing
Wow.
to note.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody did some stuff with this, but as you heard, it's not important.
Lost to history.
And because of that, I'm still going to mention Rod Sterling wrote this thing, even though he said it wasn't. All right, so Dan Durya, who plays Al Denton, you recognize him as, what do you have here? What's this, Waco Johnny Dean?
Waco Johnny Dean.
The hell kind of a name is that?
I don't know, but
Waco,
he was like second build to
like John Wayne or something.
Austin Mikey
some
Bill?
famous guy.
So you recognize him as Waco Johnny Dean in the 1950 film Winchester 73, China Smith, The Adventures of China Smith.
As the new adventures.
Excuse me, I didn't want to confuse that with the last season. This is the new from 52 to 56, and Standish in the 1965 Flight of the Phoenix. He died in 1986. We have Martin Landau.
Oh yeah.
That's who that was.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm like, who's this Joker-looking guy?
Yeah.
That should definitely play Joker. Right now, hire him. Oh, never mind.
Imagine like when he was still around, like they got that motherfucker for like Dark Knight or something. Just old ass Joker.
Right?
Like-
Well, Martin Landau played Dan Hotelang.
I believe it's Hotline Bling.
Hot Lang Bling?
Hotline Bling.
All right.
Hodling.
We'll cut that out.
Oh, yeah. No, that one we won't.
No. Oh yeah, mine stay in. Damn you.
So, yeah, he plays Dan Hodling. He's famous for playing Leonard in the 1959 Hitchcock film North by Northwest. He's also famous, at least to me, for playing Sal Bandini in the 2000 film Ready to Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to wrestle?
Why is there a random season 1 episode 24 in there?
Because that was episode 24 of our first season of the podcast.
Oh, that's when we did that. Oh, we talked about that film. Oh, I forgot we're in season 2 for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so season 24, that's when or episode 24 is what we're talking about. Okay, fine. So, finally, he played Bela Lugosi in the 1994 Ed Wood. He died in 2017.
Yeah.
At least he skipped that whole, celebrity death year of 2016.
Yeah. I'll hold out just long enough.
Just long enough to stick it to that year. So, Janine Cooper plays Liz Smith. You recognize her from, what do we have here? L.A. Law, Young and the Restless.
Young and the Restless for 40 years.
Oof. Yeah. That's, oof. We would just, people at work were just talking about, because they work in the theater and stuff like that, so they work on soap operas sometimes.
Yeah.
They were saying, man, I can't believe how some of these actresses will start the show when they're 8 and go till they're in their 90s.
Really, I guess it's kind of the dream job. It's just a fucking steady paycheck and, you're set.
You have written here she had several bouts of alcoholism. What is that, some type of stroke?
Well, in the show,
Oh, her character did.
character.
Oh, I thought you were saying she did. Oh.
Four evil twins.
The reason why I brought that up was because we were talking about that, how, some of the older actresses, they're, when there's no acting, they're just just walking drunk, and they go action, listen here, son agent, and, they snap
it's
into
just
character.
muscle memory.
Yeah. He's it's almost creepy the way and then, all right, cut.
I just thought it was hilarious. She's been on the show for 40 years, so throughout the show she's had 4 different late husbands and several bouts of all right, this is her 3rd bout with alcoholism.
I think it's a personality choice now. I don't think it's a All right, so finally we have Doug McClure, who plays Pete Grant. That's the bartender?
No, he's the
other
guy.
kid?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fate didn't do anything interesting. Bartender.
No, well, yeah. So he plays Bowen Tyler in the 1974 The Land That Forgot Time and its sequel, The People That Time Forgot. Yeah, The Land That Time Forgot. I said that backwards, didn't I? The Land That Time Forgot, excuse me. And its sequel, The People Who Forgot Some Stuff, like the title of this film. You look it up if you care. He also plays Hank Fairbanks in the 1977 SST Death Flight. What was SST again? It's Supersonic
Transport.
Supersonic Transport Death Flight.
Super Smash
2.
2. Electric Boogaloo.
So, he also played Greg Collins in the 1978 Warlord of Atlantics. Yeah. And he played McVeigh in the 1981 Firebird 25 AD. Oh, and then you have, I guess, the actual, the famous thing he did. Oh, okay, he played the slapper in the 1984 Cannonball Run 2. Not even the... All right.
Yeah. I included all those ridiculous ones because...
They're ridiculous.
Because they're ridiculous and because of who he inspired.
Yeah.
This is the motherfucker who inspired Troy McClure.
That's crazy. I want to go back and watch the episode now to see if I missed a subtle acting movement by him.
He was in it so short, but
true.
I want to go back and now watch
Yeah.
a bunch of these movies.
Yeah. I want to see what how much the character is this guy and how much isn't. And...
I did Firebird 2015 AD, and it's in the future, 2015, all gasoline is outlawed and controlled only by the government.
No.
It's
like the opposite of Mad Max.
It's the opposite of Mad Max, and it's hotshots and rebels go out and drive their cars around to rebel against the government, and they're outlaws. And I was like, oh, let's It's kind of a lame, and it wasn't even like due to gas shortage.
Let me guess. This film was made in the 50s. I'm gonna be a rebel. I'll drive a car.
1981.
Are you gonna have a cause?
Well, the writers were clearly in the 50s. Mentally. What else? That's it, right?
Died in 1995.
Oh,
Long enough to see himself parodied on The Simpsons.
Oh, that's nice. I don't know.
Well, he liked it.
Yeah.
He was like, oh shit, they're making fun of me.
But then also, his daughters made fun of him behind his back.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how comedy works in that family.
No,
Maybe he's like, oh shit, they're making fun of me. This is how I express anger.
I'll laugh about it. Where are my daughters?
Oh my god. So yeah, did I say you can see the full cast and crew at IMDb.com? Because that's where you can do that. Okay, let us start the film. You know, the intro's the same, everything. It's the fifth dimension between light and sound and man and all his infiniteness. Imagination. All right, so an old west town, a wagon rolls into town, and canned laughter is heard as a man stumbles out of a saloon and collapses on the ground. A peddler looks on from across the street in front of his wagon. A slick-looking man in black walks out, followed by others, and pours beer all over the original man's face.
And let me just make note, I don't think a single drop goes in the guy's mouth. He just rubs it all over his face. Like, if this motherfucker's trying to get a drink, he's doing it all wrong.
Yo. So, he, the slick-looking man, coaxes the other man, Denton, into paying for a drink with a song. How dry I am.
Which I did not know was a real song outside of Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Yeah. Surprisingly enough, almost everything that happened in Looney Tunes was a reference to a real world thing.
Yeah.
And including some lady not too long ago had a power outage. So she was like, oh, you know what? I think the last residents left candles in the basement. Let me just go ahead and because it was dynamite.
God.
It was dynamite, dude.
Wow.
She straight up Wildy Coyote'd herself, dude. Like she Yosemite Sam'd herself hard, dude.
Yo, her biscuits were burning.
Yo. Her biscuits were blown up. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Oh, this isn't a candle. This is a cigar.
Acme. I don't know. I haven't heard of that brand.
Dude, her biscuits were gravy. Like, yo.
Yo, how'd your grandma die?
Well, when's the last time you seen a Bugs Bunny cartoon?
yeah, just like that.
Yeah. Some man dressed up like a woman and took her out on a date. Just tricked her to trick the whole gas litter. Yeah, so it makes the guy sing How Dry I Am. Denton sings while onlookers laugh. Well, some onlookers laugh.
Yeah.
Some onlookers are just horrified.
Oh, yeah.
Like the bartender, Charlie, and a woman. Was her name Miss Sally or something like that, right?
Miss Smith.
Miss Smith, that's right.
yeah.
Yes, because I was like, dude, who was writing this?
Yeah.
How do you... Come on.
So she's a hooker, right? Because she works in the bar.
Yeah,
So she has
yeah,
to be a hooker.
yeah.
Probably. I was going to argue burlesque, but there's no stage.
No,
in
there's
that
nothing
bar.
there.
No, she is a straight up hooah. Plus, there were other women dressed exactly like her
Okay.
Yeah.
on the staircase, and that cements it.
Yeah, I've seen westerns. They're hanging out on the staircase. They're only there.
If you are hanging out on a staircase, you're legally a hooker.
We should put that in the information part.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things we should do in our lives, huh? So, so far, it is a straight up Western.
Oh yeah.
Like 100%. So I'm kind of like, what's going on here? This
the
is
Twilight Zone.
This is real Western. So Denton finishes singing, and the man in black breaks the bottle on the porch or the wall, and throws it on the ground. Denton runs over. Let me get some out of there. And so, of course, he drank glass, and he's dead. This is a death hallucination. I was 100% correct. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Remember, he falls on the ground and just starts coughing up blood.
So we get a voiceover, the voiceover of Rod Serling. Portrait of a town drunk named Al Denton. This is a man who begins his dying early. A long, agonizing route through a maze of bottles. Al Denton, who would probably give an arm or a leg or a part of his soul to have another chance, to be able to rise up and shake the dirt from his body and the bad dreams that infest his consciousness. In the parlance
of the
times, this is a peddler.
Almost like a pitchman.
Almost.
But not quite. Doesn't have the suitcase.
He's got a wagon.
A rather fanciful looking little man in a black frock coat. A revolver then appears next to Denton on the ground. Yeah. And this is the third principal character of our story. Its function, perhaps to give Mr. Al Denton a second chance.
Yo, his name is so close to Al Dente.
Oh, no!
So close.
The whole time! I was like, there's got to be a joke that I can... No,
Nope.
the only
Is
joke
this
was
the
just
end for Al
mentioning
Dente?
it.
No, he's not done
No,
yet.
he's not done. Ooh. Ooh. So we go inside the saloon. Oh, no, outside the saloon. We are outside the saloon. Denton wakes up in dirt and checks the bottle for any of the last drops. He's startled by a passing carriage and finds the revolver. He picks it up and kind of just fills with it. The woman, as we said earlier from the saloon, Miss Smith, comes over, checks on him. We learn that he used to be real good with a gun, but Denton can't remember the last time he's held a gun because of all the drinking. Denton and Mr. Smith try to figure out how alcoholism works.
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't know. I just started drinking, and there was one bottle after another, and I don't know what happened.
Just got away from me.
Yeah, just...
Like anything else.
Yeah. Turns out, you start having 1 drink a day, and 2 drinks a day, and 3 drinks a day. Next thing you know, how dry I am.
So the slick man in black comes out of the saloon and offers Denton another drink if he sings How Dry I Am once more.
Like, really? Not even gonna
Yeah.
get another song? Like, is that all they had the rights to?
Was there like a nondescript extension of time there where it wasn't like blackout, fade back in? It was like, 6 hours later. So now he's like, so let me hear that again.
I don't know. He think he was just sleeping in the street for 6 hours.
That's what I mean. It was like it was seconds after he just sang that song, and he's like, ah.
Second verse, same as the first.
Exactly. So yes, but sing the song, and Miss Smith is like, don't do it. I'll give you a drink, And he's like, no, I have to sing it.
Yeah, I got my pride. I'm not gonna accept a drink from a woman.
I'm not taking free booze from some whore. So he starts singing, and then breaks down in tears.
He gets like, how dry.
The man in black feels bad and lets him go and get his drink.
Like, really? He's not that bad a guy.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, I thought we were just fucking around, man.
How
I'm sorry.
old is fucking Martin Landau supposed to be here? I can't tell. Is he supposed to be
20s?
in his 30s,
Yeah, late
20s?
That's what I thought, yeah.
I think it's just his face. To me, has
He
this
has
weird quality.
His
about
mouth
it.
is so wide.
It's like 90%.
Yo.
It's 90%.
Yeah, he says, go inside, go ahead, get your drink, Rummy. But then he notices the revolver in Denton's hand.
Oh shit! Got a gun, huh?
He's like, hang on a minute. Let's go ahead and let's shoot. Let's fight, Tex.
So suddenly, this guy was like, all right, maybe he's got some redeeming qualities. Just gonna give him a drink without, making him sing. Now he wants to.
No, I want to shoot you now.
Now he just, you got a gun? All right, I'll shoot you.
So his goal was, here's this guy who's completely hammered and emotionally distraught because he's just crying.
Yeah.
He has a gun. Instead of apologizing to him or anything, I'm going to challenge him to a duel and then hope that he does the polite thing of counting to 5 with me and then draw and then doing it and not just shooting me dead with this gun.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's implied he's a mess. He's washed up.
I really.
Yeah, but no, but like if it was just a guy with a gun, like what would just stop him from just shooting and just like, oh, I don't like you, boom.
See, I really, because the way he was kind of like shaking the gun around when he was
Yeah.
walking with it, I thought he was just gonna walk up to Denton and pop, and not even give him a chance. But I mean, that's me. I'm a scumbag, I guess. I shoot a man in the gut without him even knowing we're in a fight. Like, hey, don't start shooting me.
Yo, you remember in that time in the 3rd grade, I let you borrow my pencil and you didn't give it back? You broke it? Bam.
No, it would be more like, hey, remember that time in 3rd grade when you borrowed my bam? And I'd tell you the story as you bleed out. I mean, you gotta know. You gotta at least know.
This is what I want your death hallucination to be about. That pencil, boy.
That was my number 2.
Oh.
You're so welcome. Oh, sorry. I'll sharpen my skills next time.
Why don't you go get drunk and live in the streets? So yeah, come out in the street. Let's have a fight. Let's have a gunfight. I tell you what, I'll even use my left hand.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Ooh.
So now you're, not only you challenge a drunk guy to a fight, like you said, you're just like, all right, I'll put myself at a disadvantage, too. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, like it. This guy's just really bored. It must have been nothing to do back in the day.
What do you mean? You drink and shoot each other.
Whew. God, that's a lot of nothing. I mean, at least Marty McFly threw a frisbee around that one time. So Denton is like, oh, Miss Smith, explain it to him. Explain the whole situation. Like, I don't even know what he wants to explain.
What are you talking about? I offered you a drink and you said no, you dick. You started singing and crying.
I tried to help you. He's waving the gun around. Explain. It's weird. Like they show the peddler looking on, and then the gun goes off, kind of giving the indication
Magic.
that the peddler, used some sort of magic to go. But spoiler, that's not what's happening at all. It seems.
No, it is.
Yeah.
There's 2 kinds of magic.
Oh,
in
there's
this.
3 kinds of
Actually,
magic
3
now.
kinds.
Yeah.
3 kinds, because the gun just appears.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the peddler can use his magic wink to make the gun fire
Yeah.
at just the right time, and then we get a 3rd magic later. Yeah, it's Twilight. 1 magic could have been plenty for the Twilight
Yeah.
Zone. No, 3 magics.
But other than those rare instances of magic, 100% Western.
Yeah,
100%.
straight up Western.
Yeah, like if you took out just the peddler character, it would still be a fairly solid
straight up,
Western. Like
yeah.
it'd still be a Western. So, like as he's shaking the gun in his hand, saying, "Explain it," the gun goes off, and he shoots Dan Holtang's gun out of his hand.
Yeah.
He's like, "Ah." Dan again, he's like, tell him, Mrs. Smith, or Miss Smith, excuse me, tell
Yeah.
Miss Smith, it was just an accident, I didn't mean it. But before anything could be said, the whole town rushed him, and he's like, you did it! God, you're amazing!
Buy you a drink.
Holy shit, that was awesome! Come on, let's buy you a drink, Rummy.
Why don't you go back to being a bumbling drunk?
Yeah, you're dangerous with that gun. Pick up a beer instead.
Inside the saloon, everybody gathers around Denton at the bar, and Charlie's like, I'm the house, here you go. And then Dad Holtang comes in, he's like, Denton, turn around, I'm not done with you.
The honor motherfuckers had back then.
Yeah.
Like,
But also the lack of honor.
well,
To try to... I'll fight you. I won. No, that's not... No, again.
well, because they weren't like, he's like,
Wasn't
we're gonna
official.
fight.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, blah, blah, and he caught him with the,
Yeah.
It's got to be officially sanctioned.
The old fake
Yeah.
pump.
Yeah. So now he wants, no, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to face each other
Yeah.
and do a real duel when I could just go in and fucking shoot you in the spine.
Should have.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy.
Shit. Aim for the spine.
Shoot a man in the spine in the middle of town.
Middle of town, middle of the spine.
Mm-hmm.
That's my motto.
Pray I never meet a man from the east side of town. How do you shoot him in the east side of the spine? I need a compass for that. How do I do? Oh, I got both hands are full now.
Stop spinning.
This is my nightmare.
Stay still.
Full hands.
Full hands. I don't know what to do with myself. How do I put something down when both my hands are full? I'm stuck like this forever. So yeah. What do we have? Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's fight. And the peddler looks on again. Whee! Gives the magic eye. And what's his name? Rummy, I
Denton?
guess. Denton. Sure, yeah. He's just like, I swear.
Flailing
The
gun.
old fake no look.
Yeah.
The
no
Wild West version of no 3.6 no scope. Yeah, 360 no scope. Yeah, and he shoots a lamp, and the lamp falls on the same hand.
Yeah.
Oh no, because that was the left hand. So it falls on the other hand of the gun. So whole tank's got no hands now. Both his hands are broken in one scene. He
Man can't jerk off the rest of his life.
He can't hold his horse. He can't drink a beer. Can't salute.
That was all they could do back
That's
then.
it.
Jerk off.
Tip their hats.
Hold the horse. Tip your hat.
Nothing.
You know what this is? Like the flail and shoot the lamp. This is you remember Nerf had the gun back in the day where, yeah, listen.
Yeah, no, I didn't say stop. I just gave you a look, dude.
It had the gun back in the day where it could shoot the bullet.
Yeah.
But there was also one on the bottom of the handle.
in the-
Like, I surrender. Bam.
Bam. It's a good thing in this scenario, I am being held captive by only one person.
Who
Otherwise,
has never seen this Nerf gun before and doesn't know this trick.
so, yeah, peddler gives a look, gun goes off. Guy's got no hands now. Everyone is amazed and buys him even more drinks, or offers to buy him more drinks.
Yeah.
He hasn't bought any yet. But he decides, no, you know what? I think I'm gonna quit drinking and get myself a shave.
That's all it took, crippling a man to give me my spirit.
That's
back.
it.
It was real quick too, because he's technically still hammered, as far as I know. Like all that happened in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, you don't like get a sense of pride and
Yeah.
lose all your alcoholism like that.
There's no sense of time here, because he went from like just drinking. Then it's like, I'm freaking out. I'm really sad. Oh no, how did that happen? You know what? I'm done.
I'm clean now.
I'm clean now.
Imagine that's how it works. Like you go out with your friends and you party and you get real drunk. You're like, oh my god, I can't drive home. I'm so drunk. What is? Oh, I know. Get my glove compartment. There it is. There it is. My college diploma. Now that
so
I am
proud.
filled with pride, I'll go home. Can't believe I got that.
Yeah, but then you're driving home and your friend in the passenger seat's like, so that diploma, did that ever land you a job or anything? You're like, oh no,
I got a drink.
I'm relapsing. So shoots the gun. I'm gonna go get a shave. On the way out, I don't think he pistol whips him. I'm pretty sure he backhands
Yeah, he just
him.
like backslaps him, which knocks him out cold.
Yo.
he backslaps him with the hand that had the gun in it, though.
But I thought he took the gun out of the
I
hand.
thought,
It was
yeah,
just the
I thought it
hand.
was just a hand.
Well,
That's what I thought. But yo, he went down like he had the gun in his hand, dude. He went down hard and says, "And don't call me Rummy anymore."
oh, now he's got his full pride back. He's unstoppable.
So Miss Smith comes. This is outside the saloon. Everybody lives. Miss Smith comes and tells Denton, Mr. Denton, sure, that he doesn't have to worry about. He just doesn't have to worry anymore at all. Everything's fine now. The bartender said that you're back to good as you ever were. After that one thing where you didn't even really know what happened,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Yo, motherfuckers do not understand alcoholism at all.
I mean, they tried. They tried in the beginning.
Like, okay, he's gonna wake up in the morning and feel real bad until he's get that first drink in him.
And then, I guess now because he's sober,
Yeah.
he remembers exactly how he got drunk. Because before he couldn't remember how he got drunk, but now he was like, "No, I remember now. I used to be the best gun in the world, or the West, or in this, whatever like that." And then a guy would come in the morning, and another guy, and so I had to drink, and then people would come in earlier, so I'd start my drinking earlier.
Yeah.
And then one day it turned out it was an 18-year-old or 16-year-old kid I shot in the face,
Yeah.
and then he's dead. Ugh.
Really, it took the kid being 16 for you to finally feel bad about gunning. Like, how many people did you kill before you're like, oh, 16? Yeah, I guess.
That's too young.
Yeah, that's too young. Yeah, this is silly.
Back
Even
then,
though,
no, people didn't live past like 30.
yeah, really, that's middle age, man. 16. You got what? 7 kids? 8 kids?
Absolutely.
I mean, you probably picked up a few along the way, you know? You're an orphan, right? Yeah, come along. Yeah, I know how that works.
How else do you start a gang back then?
No, that's probably it.
Yeah.
You just have kids and wait for them to grow up.
Yeah.
Hope you live long enough to see that happen. So, Denton is like, I guess it's going to start all over again now. But this time, I'll just die. But first, I'll get a shave.
So I don't understand if his plan is to die. He's like, well, I'll just let myself get killed.
Yeah.
Or if he's like, well, I got lucky and I'm going to get shot. Like, I got lucky with hodling and this time I'm going to be the one to get shot.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that. So we go to Denton's house, apartment, whatever it is, his domicile. And 2 men come in without knocking.
Imagine that shit. You're so poor you can't afford alcohol. Motherfucker, you're singing and dancing to get a drink. And you still got your own place back. Yo, like, we have been tricked.
We're fucking up.
It was just show up and they gave it to you. Like,
Yeah. Oh, you here? There you go. All yours.
Everyone's even.
Fucking a 2nd floor apartment. Plenty of space.
Barbershop right down the road.
Yeah. Barbershop down the road, saloon across the street.
Yeah.
Okay, so, the men come in, and they tell a now clean-shaven Denton, because he doesn't even look like the old Denton.
I was like,
Yeah.
who is this guy? At first, I did not recognize him.
At first I was like, is that Robert Redford? Like, when did he just show up? He shouldn't even be that old yet. This is all wrong. They said that a man named Pete Grant is coming to town tomorrow night to duel with him in the saloon, or near the saloon, or whatever. Why do you shoot in a building?
Yeah. Go outside.
Yeah,
Who's going to
animals.
clean this blood?
Yeah, raising a barn.
Yeah. Our buildings are made out of wood. The blood just soaks in.
Nobody wants a squishy bar. So, he'll be here at night. You better be ready. Denton is like, well, no, that's not happening. I don't want it. But they're like, well, he's coming anyway, so deal with that.
Guess I will.
They leave, and Denton contemplates his presumed death.
Yeah.
Because, what is this? The ranch, the next day, Denton practices... Oh, right, it was like out in a field or something like that.
Yeah.
Denton practices doing his shooting. He does a fancy turn or something?
Well, he's like facing the other way, and then he does like the quick turn.
Oh, like
but then like slowly like puts both hands on the gun, stick the tongue out, and bang.
Way off.
Yeah.
Didn't
Terrible shot.
No, didn't even hit the fence the cans were on. Nothing. Air.
Keep your eye off the ball. That's the trick. Don't know what you're doing. Just fire randomly. That's what worked last time.
That's why I look at my feet when I drive.
You've told me this before, and now I'm starting to actually worry. You've told me this before. There's like 4 or 5 times that I've been here with you, and either on air or off air, you've talked about driving, and I think you have no concept of being in an automobile.
Look at your feet and have a red car. That's all.
That's all you gotta do. What are you
Like
talking
you've
about?
talked about like the mirrors, and I'm like, what is this guy talking about? You've talked about like looking behind you while you're driving.
Yeah.
I'm like,
How else are you
what?
gonna see what's going on back there?
Oh, you mean how I believe that there is no such thing as a blind spot? That's a myth
Oh
perpetuated?
my god, I am terrified. The
No,
notion of you driving.
there is no such thing as a blind spot. You just didn't adjust your mirrors right.
Yeah. Like, you adjust your mirrors the way you think they should be adjusted. And
I don't
I'll do it.
need
the
to
way-
adjust my
Yeah,
mirrors.
because they're all crooked and you just have a part that you can't see behind you.
That makes sense. That's why you have mirrors, to not see.
Go ahead.
I can't tell who you're agreeing with.
What do you mean? There's no such thing as a blind spot as long as you adjust your mirrors
He
right.
looks at his feet when he drives.
What?
Why do... Yeah, because the mirrors are doing the job for me.
What? They have alarms in them?
Yeah.
Well-
have you not seen the newer cars?
Ah.
So, yeah, that's something.
Ah.
Yeah. So, that night, Denton starts packing his things and goes to leave town, but he hears the peddler rustling outside with his wagon. Is that a wagon rustling out here?
Rustle.
They make eye contact, and Denton heads outside. Well, they don't make eye contact so much as the peddler clearly looks inside of Denton's window. Like he's like, let me spy on that guy. How's it going, fella?
Oh, up late, I see.
That was the homosexual community back in the day. You had to lock eyes in between a window and go, yeah? But only at night.
No, only at night.
So yes, outside, Denton tells the peddler, Henry J. Fate, that he can't use anything.
Why don't you just shoot me in the stomach now?
What? Henry J. Fate?
Henry J. Fate.
Again, are we sure this show has a writer? I'm almost positive that Serling just puts a bunch of plot points and goes, good enough. You fill out the rest, actors.
I told you they think of the moral, and then it's just. I think maybe it was you saying it, like, boom, boom, boom. There we go.
Filler.
Yeah.
Like back in the
Stretch it
day,
out.
there was no acting. They just went, you guys are actors, right? Well, you're going to act to this finish. Go. They just have to improv the whole story until they get to like the twist at the end. I can't use anything, which, I mean, it sounds like he can't even pee the way he's like, I can't use anything.
Why? Someone shoot both your hands? Oh no, that was the other guy.
And the peddler's like, oh, I got a whole bunch of great stuff, like farming equipment and clothing and tonics and potions. Yes, potions. That's right.
Potions, huh?
Yeah, so... He tells Denton that he shouldn't run, and he offers him a potion that'll help solve all of his problems. His fast gun developer, which will let the user become the fastest gun for 10 seconds exactly. He makes Denton drink it to test the merchandise, as he says. And Denton, he does it. 1, 2, shoot the light. Like, he didn't even know he was going to shoot it.
Yep.
And he shot the... what was
Shoot
it?
that thing! Bang!
Bang, gone. And he's like, I got a gun in my hand? What the...
Yeah.
He was, shocked. 8, 9, 10. Well, that's it. That was the whole thing. As you can see, it works. I tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and take this out of the bottle? It's like, what do I owe you? It's free.
Nothing. Everything's free.
Everything's
Yeah.
free.
Turns out, country works on socialism back then. How do you think you got your apartment?
So, it's free. So you remember the night that fate stepped in?
Ugh.
Take it back.
Yeah,
Take
I
it
don't
back.
want it.
Throw it at his head. So what? Like, cocaine? Adderall? What was in that vial that made him, like, super quick
Lovely
and
barbital.
focused?
Have you seen the new Dread
Barbitol.
movie?
Barbitol, not Barbasol.
No.
Okay, so it's not shaving cream.
No.
Barbarella.
Liquid Pam Anderson.
Barbershop 2.
Yeah. Electric
Boogaloo.
hair clippers. No guesses. Just probably cocaine.
If you've seen the new Dread movie,
Oh, it's whatever that is.
it's with the slow-mo drug. That's what it is.
Oh, the Max Payne.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gives you bullet time where you're like, oh my god, I got all the time in the world to
So, we go to the saloon. Denton, Miss Smith.
Real quick,
What's that?
I just want to point out, I am driven insane when a movie or a TV show or something says, yada yada takes 10 seconds. And they don't fucking...
Yeah, and it's like 30. And because it's like 1, 2, oh, now we gotta allow like 15 seconds of drama.
Yeah, well, yeah.
3, 4, yeah.
I was like, all right, he swallowed it. All right, and he shot the thing. And then fucking Fate was like, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was like, yo, dude, that was like 20 seconds total.
Yeah.
Like, something's wrong here.
That's why everything was free. They didn't know time back then. They couldn't figure it out. They're like, how long?
And because time is money.
How long you been living here?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just got here. Well, if that's what you say, it must be true. I don't need the rent then. I'll come by next month. Or the first month. I'm not sure what day it is.
I'll come by at some point and see if you've paid me then.
That's it. So yeah, everyone is waiting inside the saloon. Denton, Miss Smith, the town doctor, other men. They wait as the clock nears 10. Charlie, the bartender, offers a drink, but of course, no alcohol.
Although, really, I mean, he did his best shooting when he was hammered with hodling earlier.
Technically speaking, yes.
Yeah.
And he should probably have taken that into account.
It was only after the pride sobered him up that he tried to practice and was
That's
horrible.
what it was. It's a 2-part elixir. Half alcohol, half voodoo.
Just so you're aware,
Oh no.
there's been a clock in all 3 episodes so far.
Yeah, there has, huh?
Turns out there are clocks all over the world.
Now let's get into this whole clock conspiracy I've been hearing about, guys.
I'm just saying, the clock is a prominent feature in a few of these episodes.
I mean, what kind of a man would just tell time all day like that? What's he doing?
Who has a clock?
Why are you telling time stuff?
You got someplace to be? Like committing a crime? It's always crime.
You don't have a clock.
They're hidden.
There's one right behind you.
One over there. There's 2 over there.
Oh, shit, you are a
There's
criminal.
clocks everywhere.
Yeah, they're all hidden.
Yeah.
Sort of. Oh, we hear hoofbeats approaching.
Uh-oh.
Outside, Fate and the rest of the town watch as Grant and his men trot into town. What was that? What was that beatbox you did?
I heard
That was
hoof
beatboxing,
beats.
not hoofbeats.
Oh.
You know, that hit beat-making app, Hoofbeats.
Oh, yeah?
You sound like one of the buttons on my organ I never hit.
So inside the saloon, Grant walks in and finds Denton. They exchange a few words, and he tells Denton to step away from the bar and draw. But everybody
Go
instead-
outside, you maniacs.
Yeah. But instead of him stepping away from the bar, everybody else steps away from where Denton is and goes, "No, it's fine. Just shoot him right there."
Just shoot him at the bar, it's fine.
So Denton kind of turns around and takes his drink. And when he turns back around, he notices Grant has the same silver bottle in his hand.
Oh, shit.
Boy. What's going to happen now? They both kind of look at each other and think about who's going to win this fight. I don't know. Let's put our hands on our guns and all collectively realize about a full minute's passed since then.
Well, I had the bottle, and his bottle looked just like mine. Now, where could he have gotten that bottle? Could it be the same place I got my bottle? Then it would do the same thing. And
Well, wait, hang on. Now, I have a bottle, and he has the same, but I drank mine.
Wait,
So that means his is empty.
wait, yeah, was that my bottle?
That-
Oh my God, did he drink mine?
He did drink. Wait, did I even drink anything? So let's go. Ready? 2, 3, 4, draw. They don't count. They should have. And they both shoot each other's gun out of each other's hands. I'm like, what? What? And all of a sudden, the doctor just walks over and goes, "Well, this is a draw."
Yeah. And then he starts, what's going on with injuries in this Wild West where it's like, well, you got shot in the hand, so your hand, there's no bullets or anything in the hand.
No.
It's
Rod
just your hand is
Serling.
sore.
Did not understand how doctors worked.
Jesus Christ.
Rod Serling, who wrote these episodes, has no concept of
No,
doctors.
he's never been to one. He's never heard of one.
Yeah. Last episode, the doctor says, "All right, well, your little girl is sick from getting hit by a car, and she should, we'll see. Either she'll die or be over her illness by midnight."
Yeah.
In this one,
But no, and then, because to add on to that, after midnight came, she's fine. Just have her drink liquids every 3 hours, and she'll recover from being hit by a car. Cars that were like mini tanks back then.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't even made of, today they're made of plastic. If a
Yeah,
car
they-
hits you, the car actually takes damage today.
yeah, they were designed so the car survived and you got turned into spaghetti.
Hang on, that's true. How come when the car hit the little girl, the driver wasn't also mangled? He should have been hanging out the windshield just like in pieces and stuff. Like, I don't know, man. That's a
It was still a little girl. Like, it's not like she was
Yeah.
a solid object.
It wasn't a brick wall. She weighs like 40 pounds.
yeah, but
The only little girl linebacker.
those cars are death traps, man. I mean, you stop too short, and all of a sudden you have a dent in your forehead. Like it doesn't.
There were no seat belts. The seats, they were designed to push you out of the way,
They
so
all-
you didn't like accidentally grab on and scratch the
They
seat.
all had springs
Yeah.
in them.
You don't want to mess with the leather.
All right, so
Yeah. So a little girl, fine after getting hit by a car, right? This one, the doctor's like, well, shot in the hand, huh? I don't see any wounds, but you'll never shoot again.
yeah, you'll never be able to use your hands again. And it'll swell up real bad. Let me gauze it.
Yeah, I'll just wrap it in gauze. It's fine.
Oh, your finger's broken. You'll never be able to use it again.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Your fingers might be a little tight, but you can never shoot again. So don't worry about that.
Did they just not have splints back then? Like
All they had was gauze. That was it.
that was it.
Here's something. Don't they have their other hands? They both got shot in a hand that
Yeah.
had a gun in it. They still have their other hands.
And be a lefty, like some
That's
devil
right.
worshiper.
I forgot, yeah.
Like, yeah.
I forgot.
They're not evil and crazy like Mr. Holtang.
Yeah.
They hadn't opened up the leftorium yet.
Yeah, they don't have left-handed guns. God.
Like you said, that's devil worshipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta beat that out of you.
It's bad enough using it. You making them now? Oh my. Yo, you spit right in God's face.
If I knew what time it was.
Just if. Oh,
Just-
imagine.
yeah.
Imagine if.
All my problems would be solved.
Possibilities. I'd call a man. Tell him-
I could fine you if I knew what time it was, so I could write up and put, because I'd have to put the time on the ticket to fine you. Otherwise, it wouldn't hold up in court.
It's true. I mean, that's why they were all waiting in the saloon. He said he'll be here at 10 o'clock tonight, and they're like, let's just wait. I don't know when that's, I got no clue when that's going to happen. Yeah, so that's it. You guys will never shoot again. Goodbye. And Denton walks up to Grant real quick, and he's like, listen, don't you understand? You've been blessed. You can't do it anymore. You've been blessed. And Grant just walks away angry. Outside, Grant tells his men that he didn't get Denton any more than Denton got him. And he notices fate, and then he leaves. And Denton comes out with Mrs. Smith and gives a nod to fate, and fate drives away. And then there's the close. Mr. Henry Fate.
Ugh.
Dealer in utensils and pots and pans, liniments and potions. A fanciful little man in a black frock coat who can help a man climbing out of a pit or another man from falling into one. Because you see, fate can work that way in the Twilight Zone.
So we've had peddlers, pitchmen, and Air Force people. What is the Air Force? We've had fate,
What is an Air Force?
death, and of course the government.
I'm starting to see like a real, like motif of the 50s, huh?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of government and a lot of fear of death, huh?
Fear of death, fear of being a washed-up hack.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go on to the old Hollywood thinking cap. How do we update?
This thing was so like period, like it's a Wild West.
Yeah.
So what would you do? Update it to where it's instead of Wild West to 50s, you do this as something else.
I wouldn't do a Western at all. I would make this a sports thing. Do like a washed up.
Oh yeah,
like-
yeah.
Do like a washed up running back who's
Yeah.
like, he's turned to alcoholism,
There you
blah
go.
blah blah.
Yeah.
There's no gun or whatever. He gets the potion from this fake guy, and like all of a sudden he becomes the running back or whatever again, and he starts doing great, and there's no twist of, oh, but the other guy has it too. It's he realizes, like, oh, by me making my comeback, I'm, cheating using this stuff, and I'm ruining the chances for the other guy on the team who actually is really good. And, I've only got a year or two left anyway, so let me just step out gracefully in the limelight. I had a couple extra minutes of happiness, and
Yeah.
The Sammy Sosa story.
Remember that when he played football?
Remember that sports ball that guy did? Tim
Don't.
McGrath.
Just don't.
I know things.
It hurts.
I know all the things, guys.
That hit football runner, Dale Gordon.
Dale Gordon Jr.
Yeah.
Yep. My favorite. Good old number
Don't.
6
and a half.
16. 16 and a half.
6.5
was
teen.
his boot size.
They were custom made, they were.
For football running.
That's right. Of course, he used them for baseball.
Course, round these parts, we think about the baseball.
Of course, he was wearing an onion on the belt. Which was the style at the time. You know how that goes.
You turned into the guy from Pet Cemetery. Course, when it comes back, you bury your own.
But they keep coming back. You bury them, they come back.
These boots just won't leave.
All right, so why would you make this?
Yeah.
Rod Serling or someone he knew was an alcoholic?
Coping with being washed up or alcoholism
Some-
or...
Yeah, good luck doing any of the why would you make this function for
Dude,
the
yo,
next
like,
3
yeah.
years.
Some of them, they give you some information, but yeah.
Why would you make this? Rod Serling had a dartboard in his office and threw things at it. What's the twist? The government. What's the twist? Fate.
All right, so let's talk about some of these tropes that they had then, some of the reasons why it was made, so to speak. Well, yeah, drowning in my sorrows was one.
Yeah, oh my god. The most
the
stereotypical alcoholism.
Whole, yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the first one ever. We have this trope that we were talking about, the whole getting the guns blasted out of
Yeah.
your hands, but everybody's just like, that gun just flew, man, that really chafed. Let me rub it real quick, and okay, I'm fine.
God, the heat of that bullet really singed off some of these hairs.
Ooh, that vibration like shook me to my core.
I mean, I'm just a simple man. I can't go shaking all day. I don't really know how to handle that.
There wasn't music playing. How was I gonna? My body wasn't ready for that shaking.
Hey, a shaking is devil talk. And then, yeah, this is another one with the perils of being the best, which anytime you're the best, instantly somebody's
Yeah.
trying to take you out.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind the fact that,
It's so hard being the best. There's so many downsides to it.
like, realistically, what probably had to have happened was Ho-Tang had to have immediately left town and told somebody of what happened.
Yeah.
Because there's, realistically, there's a celebration going on for
Yeah.
him getting, so people aren't immediately running away,
Yeah.
Yeah.
except for Ho-Tang.
Yeah. He leaves and he's like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, let me tell my cousin's brother about this or whatever, you know? That's also my cousin.
Also, yeah.
You don't know how my family works.
We just call him my cousin's brother. He doesn't like being directly referred to as my cousin.
Yeah. We kicked him out of the family, so.
But only our chunk of the family, like that side, my cousin, they still kept him in the family.
Yeah, that's why it's the cousin's brother. It's
Yeah.
it's kind like I said, my family's kind of, don't talk about it. My family's complicated. Okay, so let's go on to our next episode. Well, let's talk about the next episode, which is the 16mm Shrine. Barbara Jean Trenton is a faded film star who lives in the past by constantly rewatching her old movies instead of moving on with her life. So her associates try to lure her out of her self-imposed isolation.
I actually don't remember this
I
episode.
don't either. Yeah.
Ooh.
I actually don't
Yeah.
remember this.
So
My instinct is they set the house on fire.
that's the twist.
That's the twist. There was a fire.
That's one way to get her out.
My twist
She's
is
dead.
fire.
It wasn't her. It was her twin sister.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that's my.
I'm gonna go with they like replicate like an old movie of hers.
Oh, I thought you were going full Blade Runner. She's a replicant.
She's a Nexus 6.
Oh, so sorry. What were you? What is your?
They like replicate some movie of hers that like, or like they do maybe like she had a horror movie or something. So they do something like that where they like scare her to death and like she fucking
Make her think she's in the movie.
She make her think that she's in it, and then like they get her out. What? Wait, now I'm thinking of yours where they have to get her out of a house somehow.
They get her into the car so she can drive away looking at her feet.
Yeah, there's.
Is there no house? There's no house she has to get out of? I thought she was like agoraphobic or something.
Yeah, there's no evidence in what you said that there was a house that she needs to escape from, and yet that's where we all.
Maybe that's why I can't guess the twist, is because I read way too much into every story.
This house is possessed.
She was a film star, so she has a house, and she's stuck in the house, and maybe she forgot her keys, and this is about the mouse that took her keys, and the mouse is really her cousin's brother.
There you go. And then that mouse was the mouse from Mouse Hunt. I knew Nathan Lane was involved somehow.
Starring the mouse himself, Dead Mouse. Now the hands are on my hips.
Yeah, they are. All right, so what did we say? I said fire. You said
Twin,
and yours was
Replicants.
That's accurate.
You can cut 40 minutes from this podcast easy. Easy.
All right, so join us next time for that. Please go to victorprowrestling.com for some information on the whole show.
Yeah, September 22nd is a show, and then another one in October. I don't have the other date.
Yeah.
But look it up yourself, you lazy jerk. VictoryProWrestling.com, or follow them at VPW Wrestling at Twitter.
Check it. And then, again, you can follow me on all the interwebs at Atomic Huge.
Yes.
That's huge spelled with an E-U-G.
You are quite the writer, as I'm understood. What are you writing anything specifically this time? Or?
Yeah, I'm writing some stuff. I've tried to follow the Max Landis rule of not telling everybody what you've done until you've done it, because then people go, hey, how'd that turn out? And you're like, I'm a failure and I didn't complete it.
Well, no, it's because when you tell someone something like, I'm going to do this, your brain releases the same endorphins as though you had completed it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So by telling people you're doing something, your brain's like, we did it then.
I'm working on things, and I think they'll be good, even though I hate everything that I write. And
That's the key. You gotta hate everything.
I hate everything.
You know the worst part about that fact of the whole endorphin release things? When your parents try to get to know what you're doing with your life, and you try to explain to them, well, I can't tell you, because then...
and they're like, oh my god,
This kid's
talking about this
insane.
crazy religion again.
All you kids do are get high. That's it. Releasing endorphins. No, I get it. Yeah.
No, it's science.
Science. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the new... What do you snort that drug, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No,
All right.
yeah, we had it when we were kids, too.
We had climatologists in Antarctica back then.
All right, so go to www.ymt.com for all things Why Would You Make This, including the ability to listen or download this episode, and a link to our YouTube where there are things we have mentioned already, but you should decide which things those are.
Go look at them.
Check them.
Do it.
Why? Just stop what you're doing now and do that.
Do it now. It's free.
Are you guys talking to me? I can't...
Do it!
I'm supposed to... Okay.
He's doing it.
Peer pressure.
All right, so for Huge and J Delta, I am Jimmy Time, and please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.